time to get a review of DJ Khaled's father of what's
Asahd.
Asahd.
Nice try.
I couldn't.
I think it's
find
pronounced Asahd.
Father of Asahd.
Khaled Muhammad Khaled, aka DJ Khaled, is a Miami DJ.
Okay, wait.
I'm sure you know him.
Can we get back to this? His name's Khaled Muhammad Khaled.
I want to say that's a cultural thing because I don't think anybody would name their kid that here in America.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know.
That's how they do names.
I'm not saying
there.
it's bad because I feel like it is a cultural thing.
Muhammad is like a very common name as
But
well.
also I think it's really stupid and funny. Doesn't mean it's not like I wouldn't respect it, but it doesn't mean it doesn't sound weird.
It does sound kind of weird.
Just like DJ Khaled.
DJ Khaled's really weird. DJ Khaled started his career in the mainstream with the single All I Do Is Win, featuring T-Pain, Ludacris, Rick Ross, and Snoop Dogg, except for the only one that matters here is T-Pain in 2010 off his album Victory. And that kind of made him feel like a one-hit wonder. That's his biggest hit so far. And he had tons of projects in the past, like before that, and also after that with a lot of huge features on them. Like he could get literally anybody to have a feature on any of his albums.
He had a track with Big Crit, J. Cole, and Kendrick all on the same track.
And somehow we only know All I Do Is Win.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, his albums were like commercial successes, but he didn't have that kind of lasting appeal to make him stick around. In all honesty, I forgot he released something last year, or I mean in 2017. Yeah. So kind of that's where you're getting this. But in 2015, DJ Khaled kind of went the way of like a media personality instead of like a producer.
Yeah.
So obviously like, the guy's filthy rich, and you know him because he wears these big tracksuits and he's just huge. But he got this Snapchat and started posting all the time with a lot of quotes like, "I changed a lot. Don't play yourself. You played yourself. They don't want me to
insert thing here.
So I gotta
insert thing here.
Lots of major key facts. He waters his plants, and then one time he got lost at sea on his jet ski, which we talked about to no end. On that was like 2015, 2016.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that was 20 years ago. It feels like 20 years ago.
It does feel like 20 years ago.
At school about this. And it was just the funniest fucking thing to me.
I mean, we just talked about it to no end. We made so many jokes about it across like 2016 and just would not shut up.
But in the end, if you can find someone who talks to you the way DJ Khaled talks to his plants, I think you can do good.
Very calming. And I think in a way Snapchat saved his career, or at least put him on the map, not as a producer, but as a personality in and of himself. And he was able to get a deal with Epic Records and release his 9th studio album, Major Key, which pop rap album, which was like, okay. It lied to us when it said the Nas album was almost done, because the Nas album didn't come out for like 2 more years.
And then it was not
And it was not done even then. But there were a lot of like really great tracks with some great features on it for free with Drake.
One of Drake's best tracks.
Honestly, probably his best feature to date, or one of his best features to date. Drake was killing it in 2016, not on his own solo project.
2015, half of 2016, before Views. Then he made
That's what
Views.
I'm saying. Before Views, not on his own solo project, Drake was doing really well. He was on For Free. He was on Still Brazy.
Yeah.
He did.
He was just off of.
If you're reading this, it's too late.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
He
Anyway,
just killed Meek Mill.
Enough about Drake. Drake got murdered last year.
Yeah.
I got the Keys with Jay-Z and Future. Holy Key with Big Sean, Kendrick, and Betty Wright. Taurus with Lil Wayne and Travis Scott. Just a lot of really great songs on there. And after Major Key, he got nominated for Best Rap Album at the Grammys. Had a son. He live streamed his birth
on Snapchat.
On Snapchat, I didn't know what you expected. He toured with Beyonce on her Formation World Tour, and then the Carters on the Run 2 tour. And I was there, and I saw him. I saw him live, and he didn't put on a good performance. He just stood up there, and he would let his songs play for maybe like 2 lines, like not even an exaggeration. He would let it play for 2 lines. He would hold the mic up. And then he would just dance, and then the song would switch. Like sometimes he was dancing and there was no music.
I'm just imagining just like a silent void with just heavy footsteps of DJ Khaled.
That's what it was. But like people were cheering, obviously. But like if it would have gone silent in that whole stadium, you would have just heard his feet.
Like, have you ever seen one of those videos where they take like the music video, but they remove like the sound, like
it's
the
the
song?
shred. Yeah.
It's just
that's
like,
literally what it
the
was.
awkward footsteps, the heavy breathing, and the as they dance.
It was.
I'm just imagining.
It was bizarre, but it was like funny to see that I can put that on my concert resume now. I've seen him.
Seen him dance.
I've seen him dance in the flesh. He hasn't really made any good music since, but he's managed to maintain his relevancy with audiences, with his like big personality. 2017, he made the album Grateful, which was not good, and like I said, I forgot it was even released because to my on my radar, here's my DJ Khaled timeline. Here we are. Here's 2010 with All I Do Is Win. Here's the 2015, 2016 Snapchat era, and then Major Key and Here. I think he was on The Voice somewhere. Oh, and I Saw Him Here, and then here's The Voice era, and here he is. Father of Asahd is 15 tracks at 54 minutes. Featuring I think it was the only single off of this, No Brainer, which came out last year. It was on our 2018 worst songs list. I don't know how it made it onto this album, honestly. I think he should have just let it go. But anyway, this whole album features tons and tons of different artists that are either relevant or not relevant anymore.
I think the best thing to do is go by track. And just
Okay.
Okay.
Holy Mountain with Buju Banton, Sizzla, Mavado, and 070 Shake.
This is... I can't tell whether this is good or not. This one really confused me. Because I think, one, it's very creative. It feels like stylistically all over the place. But I also feel like it's really fucking annoying. And I want it to stop.
It's very dancehall inspired. Buju Banton appears on the first track. In the last track, Holy Ground, which like kind of put some dancehall like end caps to this record. And at the beginning, I thought it was really good. I liked 070 Shake's contributions to this track. But then as I kind of went on, I was like, I don't really know about this.
It feels
like it goes on for way too long, and it's a lot of the same stuff. But like I said, I have to appreciate Buju Banton. I think he's entertaining at the least. And I think that 070 Shake is still good.
Her performance was really good. That was the moment I'm like, okay, maybe this isn't too bad. But I also found Buju Banton to be really kind of annoying with DJ Khaled.
I thought he was funny.
It wasn't
funny
the
to
worst.
listen to.
There's worse features
Oh,
on
for
here,
sure.
for
There's
sure.
definitely worse features. Moving on to Wish Wish with Cardi B and 21 Savage.
21 Savage tries.
I think 21 Savage puts out a fun verse, and I enjoyed listening to it. But like, I definitely know you can do better.
Cardi B's just Nicki Minaj.
Yeah,
she's just
I find Cardi B to be incredibly annoying.
Like, this is like recorded after people found out she's a complete scumbag that like drugs people, and now she's like, okay, everyone knows now I'm a piece of shit, so I'm just gonna be Nicki Minaj and act like a piece of shit.
But not on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Nicki Minaj, which was fun.
More of I'm gonna yell at Travis Scott's kid for being in existence because it may cost me record sales.
Moving to Jealous with Chris Brown, Lil Wayne, and Big Sean. I don't know why Chris Brown is still making music. I don't know why people still want him to make music, because he's obviously proved himself to be a bad person multiple times, and his music is also bad. Enter Freaky Friday with Lil Dicky. His last known effort was big time bad. Lil Wayne on here is fun, kind of entertaining, but I think his best is yet to come. And then Big Sean is just dumb as ever.
Big Sean is like, wow, in the era of these terrible rappers, these terrible trap rappers, I'm going to come through in 2018, or no, 2019, we're in the future, forgot, improve myself to be the worst rapper in existence, and that's what he does on this track. He outshines Chris Brown in mediocrity.
No, it gets worse. It gets worse for Big Sean. Moving on to Just Us with SZA. Kind of a forgettable track, but I think SZA is
she tries.
Yeah.
The most annoying. The song's annoying to me because of the Miss Jackson sample. That's just a loop on repeat. Just like the one part repeated over and over again.
Yes.
While SZA, it sounds like it was like another SZA track, but they just took the vocals and put them on this track.
Yeah, it doesn't feel. It feels like really out of place, kind of like Frankenstein together, which I think is not a good way to make music. Moving on to You Stay with Meek Mill, J Balvin, Lil Baby, and Jeremiah. Definitely like a really weird combination of people to put on here. I completely forget this track. I think J Balvin speaks Spanish at some point.
Yeah, I just remember like Meek Mill was really intense. He's on the later on he's still really intense.
Yeah.
And I just remember Little Baby was really bad, like comparative to the normal.
I think Jeremiah was extremely underutilized as well.
I don't even remember him even being on that track. To be honest. I don't even remember J Balvin. I just remember Meek Mill like being really angry about something, like he got a thorn in his butt. And then Little Baby is like, I'll help you unplug that thorn from your anus. And then that was it.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Going on Celebrate with Travis Scott and Post Malone. I actually like this track.
So I think the hook of this is really shitty. I think the verses are actually really good because post verse, very similar to what he done by Beer Bongs About Unleashed. Travis Scott's verse, it doesn't sound like Travis Scott AI. It sounds like new original content.
Yeah, I like that.
But
I think it was
the same.
The beginning is super funny though, because I feel like DJ Khaled probably told Travis Scott, he was like, hey, you know, like let this beat play on for like maybe just a couple seconds or whatever. He's like, yeah, okay, I got it. Literally a second out of the gate, Travis Scott's like, we celebrate with this. I was like, Travis Scott, you didn't wait at all. I could not help but laugh. Moving on to Higher with Nipsey Hussle and John Legend.
Probably the only track that I can say I did not have any problems with.
Yes, I really enjoyed this one, featuring, of course, the late Nipsey Hussle, who was killed earlier this year, and then John Legend, who doesn't really make a lot of appearances, but I think that his feature here is more than welcome, and I think he was paired with the perfect person.
This is a really weird send-off to Nipsey Hussle. Not because the track's bad, it just is so perfect as a send-off. Just it feels like I'm in the clouds with Nipsey Hussle, and he's like some weird angel. It just very.
It makes me wish I had appreciated him more when he was alive.
Yeah.
And listened to more of his music, because I really enjoyed his verse on here, one of the strongest verses on here,
And this track makes sense because, like, Khaled is a very positive personality. And Nipsey, from what I've heard, passed after his death, was a very, like, inspirational guy that did a lot for his community.
And so, John Legend as well.
John Legend
extremely
just has
inspirational.
That era of, that, like, voice of positivity, that sound of positivity to kind of capture this track. Very, very beautiful, breathtaking track. Going on to Won't Take My Soul. Nas is on this. I don't remember it.
His verse really isn't that bad.
It's not bad. I just don't remember it.
It's the same deal with his entire career. CeeLo Green here carries the track. CeeLo's been killing it with his features lately, especially on Tyler the Creator's Igor, and now this. And I think he does a really great job on here. And I can only hope that means we've got a new CeeLo project on the way.
Where's that gold creature he
Gnarly Davidson.
Gnarly Davidson. That's what he called it, and that's not actually
MF Doom. Moving on to Weather the Storm with Meek Mill and Lil Baby. Another great Meek intense verse. Another really shitty Lil Baby project. Lil Baby reminds me of the kid on Diary of a Wimpy Kid, like the little brother. That's all I can think of.
Manny or whatever.
Yeah, Manny. Freaking You with Lil Wayne and Gunna is really awkward. I like Lil Wayne's feature on here because it is awkward, and Lil Wayne is awkward, and Gunna is just kind of standing in the background. He doesn't really do anything, so I can excuse this performance.
Gunna, once again, is afraid of the mic. DJ Khaled tried to push him closer, but Gunna's like, I don't want to, I'm scared. And then DJ Khaled beat him up and threw him closer to the mic. And then he delivered this awful verse.
He broke his dumb Sam's Club glasses. Yeah, I don't even remember Gunna on here, so I can't say if it was bad or good, because I think Lil Wayne steals the show. Like I said, the whole track is just really awkward, so I liked it because it was funny, but I don't think it's like a good example of artistry.
Yeah. Oh, okay, the next track's my favorite. Here's why it's my favorite. Future, top off with Jay-Z, Future, and Beyonce. And this is 90% of the track. I don't even remember how it goes. I'm just going to improvise it. This is Future. Top off! Top It is one of the most annoying
He just keeps
hooks.
repeating it over
One
and
of the
over and
most
over.
annoying hooks I've heard all year. Jay-Z delivers one of the most like annoying braggadocio kind of bland verses I've ever heard out of him. And Beyonce saves the track, but then Future kills the remaining track by just going, top off, fucking mask off.
Basically, Beyonce adds pitches to what Future is singing, and she sings it back,
And it's good.
and it's good, and then Future... boom. It's horrible.
Fucking mask off. No Brainer is bad.
I talked about that.
It's bad. Justin Bieber, Chance the Rapper, and Quavo just shoehorn everything in. The one that tries the most is probably Chance, but Chance at times can be really fucking annoying.
It just reminds me why... I mean, I love Chance, and I really enjoy a lot of the music that he puts out, especially like his singles from... Or not even singles, like just his tracks they released at the end of last year.
They were singles. They're not singles to anything. But
Yeah, they were just
loose singles.
I guess loose singles. And I enjoyed those, but having No Brainer pop up again in 2019, I was like, why do you have to remind me of this? You know? Moving on to what I think is probably the worst track on here, if not... I mean, this is probably one of the worst performances I've heard all year. Thank You with Big Sean.
Like year-end worst performance worthy.
All I can think of is how I got into an argument a couple years ago with a guy I know who told me that Big Sean was a better representative of Detroit rap than Danny Brown. And I was obviously on Danny Brown's side, and he tried to tell me that Big Sean was the best Detroit rapper, period. You could not argue. And I listened to this verse on here, and I just wanted to die of awkward. Big Sean is talking about how he's had it so hard, blah, blah, blah. Literally, I don't think Big Sean has ever worked a day in his life. I don't know anything about him, but I don't think that he had to struggle a whole lot to get to where he is now. He also talks about how...
Please quote the line.
Do you mind if I find it?
Yeah, please find this line.
Okay.
I like how you put out a British accent. Do you mind if I find the line, please, sir? Good sir, can you please find the line from the DJ Khaled Big Sean track, Mister?
It's
You need to quote this. This is worst line of the year worthy because it doesn't make any fucking sense.
all right.
Okay, ready?
Okay. He says, like Gigi told me, God laugh at you when you make plans, the type of wisdom that made us men. Plus trying to thank everybody who helped us along the way is like trying to name every single member of the Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah, I might skip one or two, but that doesn't mean they wasn't just as part of the plan. Some love goes without saying.
So he forgets Inspect a Deck. Who else would he forget? Like Jizza. Capadonna. That's
You
it.
God.
You
That's
God. Maybe Jizza, because he only put out one good project. That was it. He put out one project.
Thank you, Big Sean.
Thank you, yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the worst verse of all time. Probably the worst line I've heard this year. It just made me extremely uncomfortable. Big Sean was trying to talk about something that I don't think that he knows anything about. Naming all the Wu-Tang members isn't really that hard. And I think he just goes on way too long, like trying to defend himself. And like he wrote this. This isn't a freestyle. He might as well have said like, I can name every member of the Wu-Tang Clan. You've got. Let me get back to that. Just because I can't name them, just because I forget a couple, doesn't mean that I don't know the Wu-Tang Clan. I swear I love the Wu-Tang Clan. My favorite project is, let me get back to you on that. Like,
the 46 Chambers. The 46 Chambers.
I think ODV is one of those. I don't remember what that stands for. Like, Big Sean is just embarrassing himself and then tries to, like, save himself on this track. Like, just tries to save the line and save face, but, like, obvious attempt to do so doesn't work.
The only thing that would make that line better is at the end of... it doesn't... Just because I can't list them all, they don't matter. DJ Khaled going on the track and saying, relatable. Because DJ Khaled, too, cannot name all the members of the Wu-Tang Clan.
I think, to one-up that, I think the only thing that would have made that better is at the end of the track, he lets the beat play out, and you can hear Big Sean in the background counting on his fingers all the different members.
DJ Khaled had to say, yeah, that's a good line. He curated that track.
I mean, yeah.
That's a good line.
Just remember this. Big Sean is the greatest Detroit rapper of all time.
I like the guitar in Holy Ground.
I think
nice.
that was played by Lil Wayne. They didn't credit him.
It's
disappointing.
decent. I didn't mind this track. I still found Buju Banton to be kind of annoying, but it's not bad. I don't think he's terrible. I just doesn't really do anything for me. But I like the guitar on that track. Keeping in mind that all scores are futile and meaningless, I think this is a 3. It has some of the worst moments I've heard all year in hip hop, but like there really isn't anything like. At least it switches it up. I can give that. It's not one thing persistently throughout. I get surprised by how bad it is. It's like there's good moments. The John Legend,
Nipsey Hussle track.
Hussle moment's good. The CeeLo moment's okay. The Beyonce feature on this is okay. The 21 Savage features on this is okay. Yeah, that's it. And the Big Sean thing made me laugh when Trevor showed it to me the first time. And yeah, that's it. This album. DJ Khaled just needs to curate better. Holy Key wasn't great, but it was better than this.
I have to give credit where credit is due, and I do think that there are some artists that try like way harder. Like you said, like 070 Shake, 21 Savage, Lil Wayne. I think is just hilarious across this whole thing. Travis Scott and Post Malone delivering some great verses. John Legend, Nipsey Hussle, CeeLo, Beyonce. Like there's some good stuff on here, but you're gonna have to dig deep to find it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to dig deep through the top off. Fucking top up. And
I think that's some of the best way to appreciate some of these artists is you're gonna have to dig and try to find the good in this record, because it's definitely not apparent on the outside.
Yeah.